we just get through Forest and Bird and then the Waiheke Marine Project?
Tēnā tātou katoa, ko Shirin Brown. So I was elected for 6 years to the Waiheke local board, and I was the chair of Forest and Bird locally, and now I'm the chair of Protect Our Gulf, which is trying to challenge Ports of Auckland dumping of 250 cubic metres of fill near Aotea. What you will be noticing in the karakia and in the speeches we've heard and in the feeling in the room is an incredible sense of heartbreak. The system has actually failed. You know, council has failed us. It was 2015 that we first had a hearings panel discuss this. And since then it's gone to that hearings panel, to the Environment Court, to the High Court, to the Māori Land Court, to the Appeals Court, back to the High Court. This is an example of system failure. And I'd really like to acknowledge Ngāti Paoa and also the Department of Conservation for being here, because I think it's quite brave to come and listen to what we've got to say. But you know, when we talk about the fact that we're activists, actually what we're saying is that we have made life choices to live here. And we take those kaitiaki responsibilities really seriously. A lot of us grow our own vegetables, a lot of us go to plantings, a lot of us do animal pest management, and we rejoice when we see the kaka coming back. It's important to us, and we rejoice when we see penguins. The question for me is, how is it possible for the system to fail us so badly? And what I'd like to see going into the future, climate change is upon us, the legislation is what it is, but everyone needs to be making better decisions. When they are asked as iwi, when they are asked in DOC, when they are asked as council, people need to make better decisions. And instead of going, this is a permitted activity, we can make this work for you, they need to say, this is not good for our environment, this is not good for our people. The Hauraki Gulf actually means something. Tika Papawana means something, and we all need to do better. So I guess my plea for DOC is the following. These are some of the things that I think you could realistically do. Firstly, the Wildlife Act is not functioning in the way that it should be functioning. And it's really unfair that a developer is not held to account when their person that is supposed to be protecting the penguins does not have any oversight over what they're doing. And I appreciate that's Auckland Council that needs to be holding them to account. But where is Auckland Council actually monitoring what goes on? When do they turn up with the penguin expert to see what is actually in the burrows? And we know for a fact, having monitored it for over a year, these brave people from Protect Putuki, that there were penguins in the burrows. And you know, Chloe pointed it out in government, there are penguins in the burrows, we know that. And we see them every night because these brave people go out every night and actually look for them. Or notice when they're swimming around. So the second thing that needs to happen is that since 2010, Auckland Council is the unitary authority. There is no Auckland Regional Council. As a result, Auckland Council is responsible for the consents. They're responsible for creating big stormwater pipes. They're responsible for consenting a marina. They're responsible for consenting bigger houses that have a lack of permeable area so that water runs into the roads and into the sea. So they've also got the environmental team. So someone needs to hold Auckland Council to account. And it's not fair for community groups to bear the brunt of spending, you know, $500,000, $1 million with people in the community to raise that money. It's just not fair. And so I think another role for DOC is in the regulatory space. You need to be getting on top of Auckland Council, please. And just hold them to account and question things and make submissions within that legal process doing what you could do. So, kia ora, I think you'd like me to go away, but I think the last point is the Hauraki Gulf Marine Park Act. It's, you know, we're facilitating development, we're facilitating the exploitation of the marine environment when there's nothing in it. We need to get on top of commercial fisheries, especially, and we also need to get on top of the sedimentation going into the sea, and we also need to to strengthen the protection measures. It's not good enough for Ports of Auckland to be dumping that much fill in the sea. There needs to be other solutions. The sea is not a toilet, and we should not be expected to think so carefully about our recycling, which we do, and our environment, and not cutting down trees, when the real damage is created by actions of council. Kia ora.